What's up, guys? This is Jay from Revolution Radio. So, it looks like we had another shooting, and yeah, you're gonna see a lot of the thoughts and prayers. And the most interesting thing to watch is the people who try not to say thoughts and prayers, but still end up saying thoughts and prayers. You have a lot of people. Half of them think they have a great idea. The other half think that they're stupid and they have a great idea. A lot of talking, a lot of tweeting, no actions, no actions, and everybody comes out with weapons drawn on this one. Now, I have to say that half of you are gonna really disagree with me. The other half of you are also gonna disagree with me. There's probably 1% who might understand what I'm saying. Now, I've talked about gun control and not even gun control, the gun culture in America. And there's a lot of people who identify themselves with their weapon, with their guns. I know people in my personal life who will try to trigger me because they'll talk about how great their guns are and how much they like being around guns. And a lot of their social media pictures are pictures with them and guns or them shooting. Now, is that person the problem? No, they have other problems. Their problem is they need to stop living in a fantasy world that they're going to be John McClane at some point, and that's going to cure all their problems. No, but that's not the problem here. Now, my other friends, the other side, they hear that I own a gun, and they go ape shit. Oh my God, you have a gun. Oh, those things are horrible. We need to get them all taken away. So their solution is we don't have guns anymore. So we send the government and police heavily armed to everyone's house to take away their guns. Now, are the police accurate when they shoot? Yeah. How about all the innocent, unarmed black men? Remember those guys, liberals? Yeah. Yeah, but you still want the cops to come to your house. You know, after they've been neighborhood through neighborhood through neighborhood, and maybe they're just a little pissed off about everyone hiding their guns. So they pistol whip you, or your wife, or your child, until you tell them where your gun is. But you don't have one. You're a liberal. They don't know that, and they don't give a crap. That's not the solution either. The solution starts by finding the problem. Is it a problem? I should say, is it the problem that we have so many shootings? And you might say yes, but that's not the problem. The problem is why do kids want to kill each other? See, that takes too much work to find a solution. Both sides, their solution is violence. Believe it or not. Now, I haven't talked about the right. Theirs is easy. The right wing, their solution is to arm the teachers. And I definitely take a lot of issue with that. But it's defense and arm the teachers. I haven't even heard that many people get behind actually funding more schools. I live in a pretty right wing area, and we recently had a bill where we could end up funding the schools with metal detectors and locks and training and this and that and that. And that failed. It didn't pass because people didn't want to pay more in taxes. And you can call that a right-wing agenda or a left-wing agenda. Either way, it didn't pass. So that's no one's solution ever, because no one will actually get behind it. They might talk about it, but for the most part, you hear your right-wing pundits, we need to arm the teachers. Yeah, yeah. You think that's a good idea? Really? These people who you deny that they need more money, and the right wing constantly talking about how fascist our schools are already, and you want to give them guns? Not to mention, if you start treating our children like prisoners, they're going to become criminals. Now, see, the problem that we must find out and learn to deal with is a history of violence. In our country, we are incredibly violent. And what do we teach our children? You see, that's it. You, me, everyone who has a kid, we have got to teach our children how to not react violently. Does that mean taking away games and movies? No, no. But that might mean sitting down with your kid while watching movies and playing games. Is the problem social media, their phones? No, but maybe you could have them take some breaks from it and hang out with them. Be a parent. And I understand that some of you are saying, I work two jobs, it's really hard. Yeah, it is really hard. Um, but I almost bet that instead of buying the new iPhone or the X Play system, I purposely missaid that. Um, your child would rather spend time with you. And I definitely get where there can be some financial issues where you would need to work more. There is ways around it. Trust me, there is. And just going off numbers, the average adult spends about 12 to 24% of their day on social media. You could not do that and take that time to spend with your child. That's really only part of it. The gun culture. I've talked about the gun culture before on this channel. We have to stop acting and we have to stop glorifying guns and this idea of the bigger is better. If there's a problem, you you assault the problem. What's the big action movies everyone goes to see? There's nothing wrong with that in a fantasy world. But we really need to glorify people who solve problems without their fists. That's the start. We also need to encourage gun owners to be smart gun owners. And you see that from time to time. But if there is a law that says if your gun is responsible for killing someone, you're responsible for that. That might encourage him just a little bit. And that's about the only law that I really get behind as far as gun control goes. There's a few others that I would dabble in, but that one would be one of the big ones because these people who own guns, and I'm one of them, are not responsible enough to take care of their guns. So we have to hit them on the nose with a newspaper and say you get a little bit of prison time if your kid takes your gun and shoots people. I think that there's other avenues that we have to look at. We need to encourage school spending and school funding, not for blast doors and weapons and no, for counselors, psychologists, people to talk to them and encourage that the parents talk to the counselors, the parents talk to the teachers. That's where more funding comes in because trust me, teachers have a hard enough job, and if we're going to ask them to do more, we need to start paying them more. They're going to help raise our kids any more than they already are. They better get a boost. But that's where we start. We start by opening our arms and unclenching our fists. But it's going to take a long time before any of this changes. We have to start somewhere. And the solution is not more violence. Anyway, I'm really curious what you guys think. And if you have any ideas, I'd love to see it, especially nonviolent solutions. That's just what I come up with. I'm not the definitive on this, so I'm definitely curious what you guys think. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that dumb stuff. Uh, Anchor, iTunes, Google Pod, all that stuff. Revolution Radio. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good evening.